When crayon production began in America in the early 1900s, numerous companies competed for dominance in the highly profitable art supplies and school market. However, one company stood out and became the market leader in 1903. Nearly 120 years later, they remain at the top. Anyone who has ever used crayons is familiar with the Crayola brand. The name itself was coined by Alice Binney, the wife of one of the company's founders. According to statistics, Crayola produces an astonishing 3 billion crayons per year, about 8 million crayons every day. To put that into perspective, if you laid those crayons end to end, they would circle the globe 6 times. Crayon production has evolved significantly over the past 120 years. In the early 1900s, only 8 colors were available, but today, that number has expanded to an impressive 120 vibrant shades. So, how are crayons made? Crayons are primarily composed of paraffin, a waxy substance derived from wood, coal, or petroleum. Paraffin is ideal for crayons because it is non-toxic, compatible with a wide range of pigments, and provides a smooth application on paper. It is delivered to crayon factories in liquid form, requiring transportation at a temperature of at least 135 degrees Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius to prevent it from solidifying. The second essential ingredient is pigment, which gives crayons their color. Since paraffin does not mix with water-based solutions, pigments are processed into a fine, powdered form. These pigments are carefully formulated by suppliers according to the crayon manufacturer's specifications. They are created by mixing chemicals in large tanks, filtering out excess water, and drying the remaining pigment chunks. Once dried, the pigments are ground into a fine powder and blended to ensure color consistency before being shipped to the factory. In recent years, additional ingredients have been introduced to enhance crayons. Some crayons now contain glitter, tiny reflective particles that create a shimmering effect. Others are infused with scents to make the coloring experience more enjoyable. Now, let's dive into the crayon making process. Production begins with paraffin being heated in industrial boilers at approximately 82 degrees Celsius until it melts into a liquid. The molten wax is then transferred into massive storage silos, each capable of holding up to 65,000 liters, about the same weight as the Sikorsky CH-53K King Stallion, one of the world's largest helicopters. While this may seem like an overwhelming amount, a single crayon factory can consume this entire supply in just one day. Since paraffin is flammable, strict safety measures are followed during storage and handling. Workers often wear protective masks to prevent inhaling fine wax particles. The molten paraffin is then pumped into mixing kettles, where it is combined with clay. Clay strengthens the crayons and acts as a filler, increasing the number of crayons that can be produced, making the process more efficient and cost-effective. At this stage, various synthetic additives are introduced. A special ingredient prevents the wax from sticking to the molds, while stearic acid is added to enhance the crayon's ability to transfer color onto paper. Finally, high-quality powdered pigments are carefully blended into the wax to ensure bright, consistent colors. Every ingredient used in the process is non-toxic, making crayons safe for children to use. The wax pigment mixture is continuously stirred and maintained at a steady temperature to ensure uniform color distribution. Once perfectly blended, it is pumped into a rotary molding machine. To prevent the wax from hardening too soon, the temperature is precisely controlled. The machine injects the liquid wax into molds, which can be made from metal or silicone, shaping the crayons into their familiar cylindrical form. Cool water circulates around the molds, solidifying the wax in just 60 seconds. This rapid cooling is crucial to maintaining the crayon's shape and structure. As the wax hardens, it captures the color pigments, resulting in the final vibrant hues. Excess wax at the top of the molds is scraped off and recycled for future crayon production, minimizing waste. Each rotary molding machine produces approximately 2,700 crayons per cycle. With multiple machines running simultaneously, a factory can manufacture around 30,000 crayons per hour. Once the crayons have cooled, they are carefully ejected from the molds and undergo a thorough quality inspection. Inspectors check for defects such as cracks, chips, or bubbles, which can occur if the mixture wasn't blended properly. Any rejected crayons are melted down and reused. In the past, factories would dedicate an entire day to producing a single crayon color before switching to another. However, with today's massive demand and variety, over 100 different colors, modern factories operate continuously, with specific vats and molds dedicated to particular colors. After inspection, the crayons are transported via conveyor belts to an automated labeling machine. Each crayon is positioned in a rotating drum, where a thin layer of glue is applied before a paper label is wrapped around it. A roller presses the label firmly onto the crayon, securing it in place. These machines can label up to 8,500 crayons per hour, and multiple machines work simultaneously to meet daily production targets. Quality control remains a top priority, and before packaging, random samples from each batch undergo final testing. Crayons are evaluated for color accuracy, hardness, and overall performance to ensure they meet the highest standards. Once approved, the crayons are ready for packaging. They are placed into cardboard boxes or plastic containers, often with additional details such as color names, usage instructions, and safety warnings. The packaging process is fully automated, with machines counting, sorting, and boxing the crayons efficiently. Finally, the packaged crayons are prepared for distribution. They are packed onto pallets and shipped to retailers, schools, and distributors worldwide. Careful logistics planning ensures timely and cost-effective delivery. And that's the journey of a crayon, from raw materials to a finished product ready for creative hands. If you're curious about how other everyday items are made, check out this video.